You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
Okay, you guys are back with TheOX Radio. Here we have the main segment of our show called Fresh Meat, where you guys get a chance to meet UGA 21. More than just, a regular conversation. We're going to kind of go in depth a little bit. But right now, we're just going to get some basic introductions going. Welcome, you guys. So we're just going to go around the room one by one, and I want you guys to answer these questions. So, your name, your major, where you're from, your high school, your zodiac sign, and if those characteristics apply to you, and then your favorite artist. So, whoever wants to start can really take the lead.
I guess we're going to start with
Pressure.
you.
Go ahead. What's up?
All right, my name is Adrian Thomas Jr.
Nice to meet you.
What's the second question?
Your name, your major.
Okay, major business management.
Okay, so where are you from?
Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia. And what high school?
Twiggs County High School.
Okay. And then your zodiac sign?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. That's a fire sign. And does it apply to you?
Yeah, most of the time it does.
Yeah, why?
Because I'm kind of, I say I'm generous most of the time, but, I can get kind of iffy sometimes. Folks get on the wrong side.
Everybody get iffy
sometimes. I'm doing a little dirty, I ain't going to.
He be on watch.
Yeah.
And then your favorite artist?
21 Savage.
21 Savage, okay.
That fits you.
That's what's up, man. Nice meeting you. All right, go ahead.
Hey guys, my name is Nefse Alba Okumbola, and my major is psychology. I was originally born in New York, but I kind of grew up in Gwinnett County.
Hey,
G
G-Co, gang, gang.
I'm from New York too. What part are you from?
Long Island.
Long Island, same here.
Around there.
Okay.
I went to the Gwinnett School of Mathematics, Science, and Technology. So, charter high school.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. I had to apply to get it and stuff. It was
Too much.
My zodiac sign is I'm a Pisces. And I feel like that applies to me because I'm very chill and they're known for being very chill. Mm-hmm. And favorite artist is SZA. Like, I love her whole album. Like, I don't skip a song. So.
Do you know she tweeted me yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
She about to say. I had to bring it up.
What happened?
So she basically was on her Twitter, and then she posted this picture of her with this breath mask thingy, and the mask you cover your mouth with. She's like, people are like coughing on the bus, and you still have dates left. So I was like, hell yeah, you better put it on, cause I'm not gonna play with you. And she was like, I'm not gonna play with me either. Yeah, I got tickets. I'm seeing her. I'm excited. But yeah,
What's up? Nice to meet you.
All right.
Hi, my name is Amira Fry. I'm from Smyrna, Georgia. I went to Campbell High School. My major is MIS, hopefully minor in fashion merchandising. And I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
I'm very creative and I'm very friendly.
Okay. And then your favorite artist?
My favorite artist right now is her.
Okay, yeah.
I love her.
My name is Joshua Patton. I'm from Decatur, Georgia.
JP.
My major is biological sciences, and I went to North Springs Charter High School.
Shout out to
Springs.
the Spartans. We went to the same high school. We repping it here.
Yeah. My zodiac sign is Gemini. It kind of does apply to me. I do have two different personalities. So,
what are they? Oh, that's too deep.
Too deep for the radio.
It varies.
Okay. And then your favorite artist?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. That's a good one.
You better say Travis Scott.
All right, y'all. So that was a basic introduction. We're gonna go into some more music for you guys, but they will be back. So that was just the beginning of it. But you got the tune. Go ahead.
You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
That last song, Element by Kendrick Lamar. One, I never heard the clean version before.
Yeah,
so
I never heard the clean version either.
I think he made that work for him.
We're still hype in the studio, though.
We don't know if y'all was hype, but we was turned up. But like we were doing before, we're back with the freshmen, so we want to get a little more in depth with you guys. So we got some more questions, and let's start on the other end of town. We'll start with you, Joshua. Why did you choose UGA over any other school?
Well, the three schools I was deciding between was Georgia, Clemson, and Georgia Tech. So I applied to Clemson. They didn't give me a lot of money. so they were already out of the picture.
Yeah.
So, I was also considering tech, but I didn't think tech would be a good fit for me. While I was still considering Georgia or Georgia Tech, I went to Georgia Days. I spent the weekend here, and I really loved it, so that's what made me come to UGA.
Okay, why was tech not for you? Was it the girl to guy ratio?
No, I think it just may have been too challenging. They weren't really that strong in biology, so I decided to come here.
Definitely, I understand that because I had the same choice, and I was like, they're more engineering. You know, with biology, you're pre-med. My GPA matters. You know, tech is not really for all that, so I understand.
Smart kid.
You go ahead.
Okay, so I chose UGA first because on my dad's side, everybody went to HBCU, and I kind of wanted to change that. And then UGA was a good fit for me personally as a person because even though I went to a school, well, my dad's side of family, so I've been around like our type of people, but at school, at my school we had like the IB program, which I wasn't a part of, but I also felt like I could still get into UGA. And to this day, people were like, "Were you in the IB program?" I was not in the IB program, and I'm here today.
Retweet.
UGA was a good place for me and a great business school, so that's why I chose it.
For sure. High five. Same.
For me, to be honest, UGA wasn't my first choice, but it was just something here. Like when I came to visit, I was kind of like, you know what? I could be here. Like I could live here because basically this is kind of like supposed to be your home away from home. Yeah. So it's not too far from my family, and it's the right place for me to be right now. So.
Okay, what was your first choice?
Stanford.
Ooh, glad you came here though.
Yeah.
And you're right about not being too far from home. Like I get to go home on the weekends. Like I go to Temple every Sunday, and it's in Lilburn. So I mean, I just go an hour every Sunday, and it's not like it's doable. It's not that bad.
Right.
And then you get away from your parents a little bit too, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
So they're far, but like far enough.
All right. Well, for me as well, UGA wasn't my first choice. My counselor actually made me apply because I said I was going to go to UGA. And then by a guy by the name of Arthur Tripp, a program called Road Dogs, they came to my school and visited me, and they basically kind of bombarded me saying, "Oh, you're going to come to UGA, or if you don't come, we're going to catch you and you come to UGA." But they gave me so many things talking about how good it's here and how we have our kind of people here. Like you said, black people. Like I really didn't think it was that many there. That's the reason I didn't want to go. And then when I came to make my visit, I told everybody my first one was gonna be Georgia State, and everybody gave me this stank face. Like Georgia State, no. Why would you go? No, don't do it. No, don't make that mistake. So that's why I kind of see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up. And like, are any of y'all at ECV? Were y'all lucky enough? Any of y'all to stay at ECV?
No.
No.
I don't know.
So where do you stay, Adrian? Or like, and what is it like to have a roommate?
I stay in Brumby.
Man.
Brumby gang.
Brumby gang. I'm over with.
Hey, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Brumby used to be an all-female group.
Right.
Yeah. You know that? Okay. Legend lives on. Legend lives on.
Yeah.
I was in Russell, but Russell's like RIP right now.
No, they don't get like, because Brumby, I feel like we get the worst of all the high rises. Like we got the hill. And we got the old building, so it comes with like broken AC, broken heat. Like I remember when we came back from winter break, they still had, spring break, they still had heat blasting from the winter.
I mean, not as bad as Crystal Criswell.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm at Crestwell, okay? It's not crusty, I promise. It's actually not that bad. Like,
yeah, y'all can show y'all AC.
Yeah.
It's not that
You have
right?
a disability room, so you have an advantage.
Yeah, but it's still nice, okay? We're good. We're good in Crestwell.
So, explain your roommate situation though. How was that?
Well, I live in a lounge room, like supplemental housing, so I have one extra roommate. It's three of us.
In one room?
Yeah, in one room. But it's not a small, like a shoebox like everybody else room. Like,
Okay.
we got like a big lounge.
Oh, is it like the study room?
Yeah, we have a study room.
That's
okay.
way different.
Yeah, so we had
wow.
that, and then it's me and then two Caucasians. But about them, they're real cool. Like I really love my roommates. Like first week, he washed my clothes for me. I was like, oh my god.
Wait, what?
I love y'all, man. Like we be in there talking, cracking on each other till 3 and 4 in the morning. Like we just have us a good blast, and then already coming up telling us to shut up.
That's what's up. That's what's
What
up.
about the rest of y'all? It's like what's like having a roommate for you?
Oh, I love my roommate. Like, we were lucky we got like disability dorm, so we have a bathroom in our dorm as well.
Ooh.
And it's like bigger. But just me and Anya, like we vibe on like a really good level.
That's what's up.
Like, it's just comfortable, and I like being comfortable away from home. So
That's
yeah,
good,
it's like y'all don't have to be too friendly, but it's just that y'all cordial. And
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. What about y'all?
So I live in Hill, which is the low rises, and people don't really talk about the low rises. But
show them some love. Show them the rest
there's
some love.
bigger rooms. There's a sink in our bathroom. I mean, we have stairs, but whatever. I'm on the 3rd floor. But having a roommate is interesting because I'm not used to like sharing a room with anybody, and I just have a lot of stuff. Period. So having to like make space for somebody else is difficult.
Same.
And then we're similar. And my best friends, we're nothing alike, like, at all. So, like, having somebody in the room that's just like me, it's like, do I really act like that? Like, but it's interesting so far. Sometimes I have to, like, call mom and, like, guess what she did today? And I'm like, you do that too sometimes, or just don't worry about it, stuff like that. But it's fun, and I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Hill community. I lived in Boggs my freshman year. Hill community does not get enough love. We got big rooms, sinks, and a little more freedom.
And we can control our air.
That's always a good thing.
Go ahead, Josh.
All right, so I live in Brumby.
Brumby gang.
Having a roommate is totally different because at home I was an only child, so it was just me and my mom just living in the house. So having to share a space with somebody, just a tiny room with somebody, is totally different. I mean, my roommate is cool. I met him before we got here. I went down to where he lived. I met him. Our families met each other. We was really cool.
I put the effort in.
Yeah,
for real.
I didn't want to be rooming with just anybody.
That's true.
Yeah, he's cool. We relate on a lot of stuff. It's not like we always have to talk. We have our own stuff, so it's not really like we're really sharing stuff that often. So it's pretty cool. I can't complain.
Yeah, I can't even answer that question because, believe it or not, I did not have a roommate, and I did live in Brumby.
Oh, wow.
I came in. I saw her name on, like, what's it called, the UGA House thing, website portal. I saw her name, and she just never showed up. And so I'm like, okay, things happen. And so, living in Brumby, I thought I was all like going to get one because there's a lot of people. I never got one, and I had one for like a week though. So that wasn't nothing. So I had a whole room to myself my freshman year in Brumby.
You sure you weren't kicking them out, scaring them out?
I didn't even meet the girl. My door was always open. It was the first door in the hall. I remember 232, I think it was. I was repping 2nd floor.
That's 5. So, like, I remember my first week in college. I was living in Russell, and I have, like, 4 other best friends. They all go to state. Well, one of them just transferred to UGA, so that's good. But I remember, like, I had this, like, separation anxiety between my friends. Like, every day I would, like, call them, like, hey, like, tell them what was up every day. But then, like, slowly over time, you kind of get adjusted and you don't do that. So how was, like, your first, few weeks? Did you find, like, your routes, or, like, what was so different, and what you like and dislike about your first few weeks here at UGA?
Anyone, y'all can go.
Okay. What was different for me, like, the biggest thing was, like, I have so much time, and there's no one to tell me how to spend my time.
Oh,
if that makes sense. Like, when you're not in class, you can do whatever you want. So for me, it's kind of like, how am I still going to be productive and still have fun? And just make sure that I know what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So that was, like, the biggest difference for me.
No, you go.
That's really hard because, in high school you have the periods. So, like, from, 7 to 2, you're in classes and you have your periods and your teachers are telling you what to do. And now you're, like, you have one class and then you have, like, 2 classes on another day, or like you have, like, 5-hour gap between them. Doesn't matter, You have to force yourself to go to class. You don't even have to go to class. Some classes don't even require you to go. So it's like, how do I prioritize? How do I make sure I keep my grades together and I keep, going to class and make sure I get the best of my time here so I do well and, get my degree. And I know you say you have a lot of free time, but right now as a junior, I feel like I have no time. I feel like there's not enough time in the day for everything I want to do. So, I definitely enjoy that because my freshman year, I was grateful for it, but I didn't, take it to the best of my advantage.
Actually, I felt the same way you did, but I feel like it's less of you not having too much time. I think it's more about you realizing what to do with that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, as I get older, like, I have less time. But it's more because I feel like I know what to do with my time now.
Right.
Instead of just chilling, I know, okay, I could be doing this. Like, what I do now, or what I could offer you is, like, after class, just go through your notes again. Just make sure they're organized so when the test comes, you're not scrambling through
for notes,
pages of notes. You got it on a document, and it's just reviewed. So I feel like part of the process is just figuring out what to do with your time and just making yourself be able to do things. Because I just like being busy now. It's like a way of life.
Yeah.
But what about the rest of y'all?
Well, I had an internship here over the summer, so learning my way around campus wasn't that hard since I already knew the bus routes and how to get around campus. But a big difference is just like she said, just a lot of freedom. You just have a lot of time. You just have to know what to do at that time. Like you have to know when you should go to hang out with your friends compared to when you should be studying for your next chem test.
It's almost like you need a own little personal mom in your head.
Yeah. Because it's like, it's so easy to get caught up in just the freedom. Oh, come on, if we going in Brumby, we call it the Brumby Lounge. We going down there and then you just down there for 3 hours before you know it. And it's like, you got at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's like, friends help and like family helps too with that. So have y'all heard about Tate Time?
Yes.
How have y'all went? What do y'all feel about it?
I know y'all be in Tate Time.
Yeah.
I only walked through. I know when I said I was gonna go, I was trying to figure out where classes were, and that was something that was difficult for me, was finding like how to get to my classes. I had an experience, I think the first week, where I ended up having to walk to class, but then like somebody in the chat texts me saying class is canceled. So I'm like, I'll just go back, call financial aid. Do I need to do? Then they say just kidding. And I'm like, well, what do I do now? And then I was like 20 minutes late to class. So just trying to find my way. That was difficult for me. Yeah. And then I want to go to Tate Time, but sometimes somebody told me to go with somebody else.
You don't need to.
But the first time I went, everyone was just looking stank.
Yeah. If you come,
maybe. Okay, so Tate Time, like your like first time going to Tate Time, is pretty intimidating.
It can be, definitely.
I mean, it's not like super intimidating, but like, you see people you've never seen before. People are gonna look at you like, hey, who's this? But I mean, once you introduce yourself, tell them what your name is. If you're friendly, like, it's straight. Like, you just don't go with the problem and it's straight. But no, Tate Time is actually pretty great. You'll meet a lot of people that can relate to you in so many ways, and then you'll see them at other events, like organization events, parties, whatever.
As a freshman, I felt the same way. I was like, well, these people, they ain't trying to make no new friends. They got their friends. But as a third year now, it's just more just you come in, you sit, and you, like, sometimes when I go to Tate Time, I don't go to socialize. I go because I have 15 minutes to an hour for my class, and I do work, and you like socialize, and you have a network that you build up on. Like, I network sometimes during the Tate Time, but it's more just about you being open to the community than like feeling intimidated by it.
Yeah, it's really, for me, when I was here, it was kind of like a comfort zone. So, I could go to Tate and I know I'm going to see a familiar face, so I know I can sit down and have a conversation with somebody. But one thing I can attest to is that maybe upperclassmen might need to be a little more welcoming.
Right.
But also, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, because talking to the people are normal people just like you guys, and you start a conversation with somebody, you're not going to get any bad energy back, so.
Yeah, like, now that I know y'all, I'm definitely going to say hi to everyone.
Of course.
And, like, when I came here, one thing that was different for me than I expected was, I guess, the academics. Like, I took AP classes in high school and whatnot, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'm prepared. Like, I took AP Chem, so I came in taking Chem, like, I got this,
You thought.
I thought, and so just adjusting to, like, I guess the time each course takes. Because, in high school, you could have a class that required a lot of time and then have 2 or 3 that really the day before the test is the first time you study it. So what is something that was different from what you expected when you came to UGA? Everything the same?
No, I would say the people. I thought I was gonna have like a culture shock or something, but it's actually really not that bad. Like, I see Black people a lot, like frequently than I thought before I came here. And I know when I was like a junior, I kind of thought to myself, like, I don't really want to go there. I'm not gonna fit in. And most of the people, like the white people, are actually nice. Like, it's rare that, like, you always have some people who just, I don't know if they don't get it or what, or they just are naturally like that, but everybody has been welcoming, and I felt like before that, I didn't think that was going to be it.
Okay.
Well, coming from where I come from, I came from very, very tiny high school. We only had like barely 300 people. So coming to a big school like UGA was I won't say it was overwhelming, but it was just a little bit overwhelming. But I think I got used to it now because every day I see almost the same people, same friends, same people, same places. Going boating, I always see a face there, ready to eat. So it's just been pretty good for me so far.
And Bug is so like closely like together. Like everybody knows everybody for the most part. So when you're walking to class, you see someone, it's like, hey, what's good? And it feels like the community feels like so much closer. And you see the same people at like I said, like parties or organization events. Like you just get a familiar face and you feel like, more comfortable.
Yeah, speaking of parties, what was like I know we got an alpha in the room, so like, did you guys go to Juice Jam?
Yes.
Yes. I was in there. Yes.
How was that for you guys? Did you guys enjoy it?
Yes.
Yes.
Best part I've ever been to, man.
Well, there's gonna be a lot.
You still got more. You still got a lot more. So I mean, if I were you, I'd be excited. If that was already great for you. What was y'all's first Juice Jam like?
I didn't get into Juice Jam my first year. They had it at a spot, I think it's Buffalo's. It's a wing spot. Not Buffalo Wild Wings. It's called Buffalo's. And there were so many people outside Buffalo's, and inside they just had to shut it down. It was just over capacity. Yeah.
My freshman year, Juice Jam was at 40 Watt.
Yeah.
And this is when we had the Bug 19 group chat. So I don't know if you guys have a group chat, but like when we had it, it's like when it started, like it all started, like the group chat situation. So, we were all really close together, we went together. And it was lit because we were on Twitter that summer, talking about it, like Bug 19's coming through, we lit, we in here. So we saw a lot of people that were already at UGA were like following us. We had a little bit of interaction. So our first Juice Jam, we got to see who we were following, in the dark, like, hey, what's good? Like, what's up? I'm Junkie. They're like, oh, it's me. I saw Maceo. Shout out to Maceo. And all my friends that I know now, like, it was pretty great.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But actually, we're about to go into a song. And then after that, we will have our spotlight on the organization best on campus. So I'm going to let the song ride.